Hello everyone, and welcome to the Lola Lounge on the front porch. And I am going to do a Lola lesson off the cuff today. And if you were here, candles would be lit, a cup of tea or a beverage of your choice would be in your hand, and we would be discussing all sorts of things. We'll just be together. That would be the most important thing, that we're together. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. So something started months ago, and then I went out last night, and it wasn't a culmination of it, but it just made me think that I needed to share this. So months ago, I was at Morning Owl Cafe, and a woman with her son or daughter, I can't remember, she was just hanging out, and she goes, "Can I sit here in the comfortable seats while she waited for her food?" And I said, of course. And I was open and started to chat with her. I don't know who started chatting first. I think she saw my book, and I started to tell her about it, and then I started to tell her about the things that I'm trying to do, which is like create spaces where people come into community together to collaborate creatively. And she was really inspired, and she said she'd like to know about my creativity incubator, which I'll tell you more about later. And we exchanged phone numbers, and I messaged her, and I thought she had great energy, and yeah. And so then she messaged me back that she has a friend who's moving back from BC, and he would really like this incubator idea. So she connects us. And this guy's named Marco. And Marco and I start to exchange some back and forth. He's really excited. He seems very enthusiastic. So I invite him to my creativity incubator with Shauna and other people, and it goes really well. And Marco stays in touch. He goes and travels for a bit, comes back, and he's just trying to get settled in Ottawa. He used to live here, but he hasn't lived here in a while, trying to meet people. And so I say, hey, why don't you come to this thing called Creative Mornings? It's every Friday all over the world. People gather, and they do talks and share and create and connect all around the idea of creativity. And he loved it. He came. That was last Friday, I think. And he met a bunch of people. He went to a whole bunch of things because of going to Creative Mornings. He said his world just opened up in Ottawa, meeting so many new people. And then I said, well, we met this woman while we were there. She was sitting right beside us. That's Kanda. Kanda wants to be a jazz singer. We were telling her about our idea, because I'm trying to get Marco to help me with it, about creating a creativity incubator where we take people's ideas or their dreams, and we help them get it off the ground. But we do it in a community way. We do it in a diverse, multicultural, multi-generational, different perspectives, 360-degree way, so that you're not just getting the same ideas that you always get from the people you always hang around with. So anyway, that's what we were telling her about, and she was really excited about it. And she said, I'm going to be singing at this new jazz club on Bank Street on next Friday. And I said, well, maybe we'll come. And then later that week, I said, Marco, this is my birthday week. I feel like going out. Do you want to go? So he said, yeah, let's go. So we went, and we sat at a table, and we saw Kanda, and she was singing, and she came, sat down, and then Marco reaches over and sees this woman standing behind us, and he invites her over because she's sitting by herself. She comes over, and that's Sarah. And then we invite Brian, and then there's another guy. And then all of a sudden we have this huge table of people that don't know each other, and we're all talking about everything under the sun. And they're telling me about all these cool things that are going on in Ottawa that I had no clue was going on, and I'm writing them all down. Typing them all down on my phone, and we're sharing about life and love and everything. And then Marco messages me when he gets home, and he says, I don't know what it is, Jennifer, but when I'm around you, it seems like the whole world opens up. And I've met so many people, and I become a better version of myself. And I've always known that I have this capacity to shine a light on people's beauty, their potential, their gifts. And I've always known that I'm a champion for people. But to hear that at this stage of my life, where I'm struggling right now to figure out what I want to do next, makes me realize that I'm a connector. I connect people. I connect people to ideas. I connect people to themselves. I'm a connector, I'm a bridge, and I don't understand it, but I know it's where I'm going. And I just want to say that you may not feel like you can get up and go to a jazz club or go to a creative mornings where you know nobody. You may feel that you don't have that in you. All you need is a bridge. All you need is a bridge, and there's hundreds of thousands of bridges out there. Find a bridge or reach out to me, because in one way or another, I'm going to help people find exactly what they're looking for by shining my light, by championing all the good that's going on in this community, and just by being me. So my Lola lesson today is shine your light. If you are a bridge, be the bridge, be a connector. And if you're not a bridge yet, reach out to a bridge and just see what happens. You never know. Your whole life might open up. Have a good night.